have no audio for some strange reason. Okay, now we're good. Alright. Welcome everybody. We're live. Zenith Online Racing. It is Season 8 premiere of Tier 2, Round 1. Full grid for you tonight. 20 cars. I am Arbiga, joined by Spider-Man fan. How are we doing tonight, my friend?
We are doing good.
We had a little bit of a technical hiccup, so I've jumped in an emergency broadcast role here. And wasn't expecting to be here tonight, but couldn't get the stream up, so it's a good thing I was around, but that should be a little bit better balanced, I would think. The audio was a little loud, so got a few times up on the board already. Yellow flag in Sector 2, so I don't see how much time is left, but enough time that guys have gotten hot laps in, so I imagine, yeah, we've got 12 minutes to go in qualifying. So we missed about 6 minutes of the session here trying to get the stream up, but we're here. We're back. I guess you haven't done your race yet. You're racing tomorrow night, so how you feeling heading into the race week? You feeling confident about this track? You got a lot of practice in, or?
I'm feeling confident in my pace, but I still need to figure out my race setup.
Right.
Because of the latest patch, yeah. It's like really thrown me off my game, basically. What car kept speak so high, yeah.
Yeah, I've barely played since they patched, and I drove a few. I think I did like half a lap, and I was just like, it's just too frustrating right now. I can't be bothered. So I don't have to race this week, though. So it's a big
that's
difference.
Lucky, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't race at all anymore. I basically buy the scheme to be a commentator, which is probably insane to some people, but
not insane to me. I understand it. Commentating is its own beast.
It is, really. I mean, it does take another level of commitment, obviously. Like I said, I wasn't really planning to be here tonight, so I kind of jumped in emergency. I suppose we could have just broadcasted on your own personal channel and just uploaded it after. I mean, that's like usually our emergency solution when YouTube gives us grief, but I was sitting there thinking, you know what? I should just jump in there and get on with it. Like, you were going to be on your own anyway, and I was thinking I was going to join afterward once I ate and showered, but I'll just do that after the race instead. Whoa, big moment there. Who was that? A lot of debris on the track there. I'm on board with Grex on a hot lap, and somebody...
I think that was not so Hightower, maybe?
Yeah, it was a Williams, I think. Probably, yeah, it must have been Williams. Darker blue color. So yeah, probably Hightower. It does look like... no, he's got all his parts.
Grex, maybe?
No, it wasn't Grex. I was on board with him. Yeah. So... It actually... I wonder if it was maybe a Red Bull. Ace, maybe?
Possible,
darker... No, the Red Bulls are a dark blue. There's too many blue dots. That's the problem.
There really is, honestly. Now with Alpine joining. Ugh.
28.8 for Grex, so he goes to the top of the times. I can't remember what the quali laps were the other day, but I think the 28s is pretty good, right? Like, that's kind of like...
that's...
as high as we were expecting to see, probably.
Pretty much, yeah. I think they said mid 28s, I believe.
Yeah, I'm getting
I'm not too sure of that.
lot of lag on Maverick. Watching him go around, his car's very jumpy. So maybe who is the tier 3 commentator? It's probably going to be Costco. Costco's racing tonight. Last season he was tier 2.
Yep.
But now he's racing in Tier 2, so he'll be doing Tier 3 on Thursdays. I generally won't be here on like, ideally we can try and find a consistent partner for you, but it'll probably be Spider-Man for the most part handling the Wednesday streams on Tier 2. Maybe Janet mixed in occasionally, maybe the two of them together. And I'm, of course, the emergency backup broadcaster, but I've been called into action in race 1, so... not something I was expecting.
Hopefully that's just the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really think we'd have this much problem with YouTube, but gave us some grief tonight, so we decided to I decided to just jump in here and get it going. I didn't really want to have to like stream off of our account in the first week of the season. That's never a fun thing. So
Yeah.
I figured I'd just get in here and do the stream, and we'll get it done, and then you and I can work out the issue after, and we'll try to figure out how we can get you. We'll do like a little test stream and make sure it's working on your end before we throw you the commentary reins for next week. It's just Nico with a 28-1, and something everyone suspected coming into the season was that Nico was going to be a serious threat at the front. Tier 2 is all of our fastest drivers that are currently using assists. All the no assist guys, or the line only guys, are racing on Monday in Tier 1 now. And we have the Tier 2 group will be all of our fastest drivers in ZOR. And they are using... Assists are available, I should say. I'm not sure everybody here is using them, but they are available.
Yeah, I don't think it's that many though, without any assists or with only racing line in Tier 2, but I think there are a couple.
There may be a couple, but I don't think there is, honestly. I'm looking, like, I do recall most of these guys having used some of them for their evaluation, so yeah. I think PX Lotzi is reserving full-time in Tier 2 for the time being. I don't think he can race Thursdays until the end of summer. So he's going to be a full-time reserve for a few weeks, and then I think he'll be back into Tier 3 permanently after that. So it's kind of just here for fun at the moment.
Ace Edge, I think, crashed. He's retired from the session.
Yeah, he's lost it out of that hairpin there, which I think is the beginning of Sector 2. Yeah. So Ace is out. He's currently 12th, so that's not good. He's going to be starting probably close to the back by the time everybody gets some improved lap times on the board. So at the moment, 5 minutes to go in qualifying. It's a fairly long lap, so I'd imagine if you're in the pits now, you're probably just waiting until that final few minutes to head out for your last lap. You're not going to get 2 runs in here, so might as well wait for the track to evolve a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, last game I didn't like this track that much, but I do appreciate them putting the barriers out a bit, so there's a bit more space to maneuver, making those couple of changes. I'm not too sure about that second DRS zone. It's like in a weird, the first one, rather, where they changed it from the end of Sector 1 to like midway through / end of Sector 2.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. There's 3 DRS zones, and there's one, obviously the main straight, then the end of Sector 3, and then it's like, it's kind of it's a little bit of a windy part. Like there is some cornering going on with the DRS open, which is not typical. Like you usually wouldn't see that, so
yeah.
I'm board with Grim. He's just finishing up a lap. I'm not sure he's pushing though. I think he may have already had a push lap. No, I guess he is pushing. Yeah, the battery would be empty by this time of the lap. So Grim up into 6th.
Carson might be on a lap. It's 40% DRS.
Rex just bailed on his lap. He decided to pull out of that one. Right now, Rex sitting with a 29.6, and I mean he was consistently challenging Packer in Tier 1 last season. I'm surprised to see him so far down the order. Maybe it's just not a great track for him.
Yeah, maybe.
Same with Sharpshooter as well. He was a very quick driver, and right now just not getting the results. At the moment, we got Josh, G, and Grex 2nd and 3rd, but Nico is just miles ahead of these guys at the moment.
Yeah, that's a crazy time, honestly.
It really is, yeah.
Okay. Little General is coming out. but I don't know if he has enough time to get a lap in. As soon as that yellow flag clears.
I do think so, because I think Rex has gone into the pits, and I would assume he wouldn't have done that if he didn't have time. I think you have to be leaving pretty much now to get your final lap in.
2.5. Yep.
Yeah, I think you'd be fine. If you're on the track with 2 minutes to go, you should be okay. The thing you got to watch out for is traffic, though. There is a lot of blind corners on this circuit, and it's going to cause some issues for sure. So PX Lotzi starting his out lap.
Yeah, track limits on this track are a bit weird too. It's kind of easy to game in certain corners.
Yeah.
I think Dalton gave up on his lap, or maybe he wasn't doing one. Josh G is improving, and that's yeah. He was improving until he went off track.
Looks like Nico's on his out lap, Rex on an out lap. I'm on board with Costco at the moment. He is making his way through Sector 3 right now. He's doing that long final sweeping bend, and he'll go into that tight little hairpin. We'll see what kind of time he can put on the board here. He's currently 17th, so he does have a lot of work to do here. Ace currently 15th, not going to be improving obviously with the DNF. Costco up to 16th, so not great. Hightower into 16th now, bumps Costco. So well, let's take a look at the lap times here. What kind of spread are we getting? We've got a 28.5 from Fusions. Down to ninth. We have a second. There's a second between second and ninth. I will say the field spread in Tier 2 is actually a bit it seems a bit more drastic than it was in Tier 1 on Monday, and I thought that it would be the other way around.
Really? Because I actually thought it would be like this in Tier 2, and it would be closer in Tier 1. I feel like not driving with assist kind of put everyone in that group.
Yeah, and I think
in the same bucket, and it's also because everyone's driving a little more carefully, so their pace is going to be a little. It's going to be less as well. So.
Got Nico up 5/10. My goodness, he's going to put in a 27.5 here if he gets this right. It's just lightning fast. Even the straight line speed looks quick. Like, what is this man doing? 27.7. That's a hell of a time.
It's actually the AI driving with that insane straight line speed.
Yeah, maybe. Maverick up into third, 28.7. So Maverick gets to where he belongs, up in that top 5. Rex making his way through. Looks like he is not really pushing. Got no battery. So Rex is done. Nobody else on a lap. Hightower's going slow, so that's it for quali. Looks like Nico taking pole position. Fusions will come second. Maverick is third. Josh G fourth. Rex fifth. Rex is sixth. Grim will take seventh. Slasher in eighth. Zyg is in ninth. Sharpshooter 10th. Soy Loco 11th. PX Lotzi 12th. Carson 13th. Bradley 14th. Dalton 15th. Rocco 16th. Ace 17th, Hightower 18th, Costco 19th, and Will General rounding out the grid in 20th. I was thinking Tier 2 would be more competitive because we kind of put all the assist guys together and figured that would mean that there was a lot more pace in this group. Like you can see the guys at the front are still pretty close to one another. But what I was worried about on Monday was that the assist because we basically populated it with almost every driver who signed up for no assist was in Tier 1, basically.
Yeah.
There's only a couple guys that didn't quite make it. I thought that there would be more of a variance in the lap times, but it actually was very competitive from top to bottom. And we saw that if you go back and watch that broadcast from Monday, like there was a group of 5 cars that were racing basically nose to tail and making their way through the circuit, and nobody put a foot wrong, you know, like
Wow.
and yeah, it was really, really cool. I think it was in the first few laps. It was like Puff, Zimaglis, a bunch of guys. And it was like a group of 5 cars basically nose to tail, and you know, you're thinking like, oh, something's gonna go wrong here, but I think with the no assist thing, I think that you're getting a lot more consistency. There's a little more like with the assists on, I think there's more of a tendency to push and take bigger risks because you can kind of get away with them more. Where with no assists, you kind of need to be smooth and consistent. And what I was noticing was that it actually was breeding really good competitive racing. So hopefully we see that tonight as well. We don't want to not to take anything away. I think Tier 2 will still be an ultra competitive group, but just perhaps a different style of racing. We might see a little more lunging and late braking and stuff here tonight, whereas Tier 1 on Monday there was a lot more setting people up and waiting for the right opportunity to make a move and using your battery at the right point. So
I think that makes for good for good viewing then, because you're basically watching 2 different kinds of racing, right? You're watching the like more aggressive Tier 2 versus the more calculating Tier 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was. It's kind of where my head was at there when I was thinking about that stuff, and I just we've never done this obviously, so we weren't quite sure how it was going to pan out, but I was really, really happy with how Monday went. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season on Monday night. I think it's going to be really, really excellent. I really like the idea that everybody's on equal terms. There's, you know, I found that there was a little, there just at times seemed unfair. You know, some guys racing with assist, guys racing without assist together, and we weren't quite getting like, who is truly the most skilled person in this field, right? Where now we've got them separated, and it's a little easier to tell. Like, you know, you can't. No matter what happens here tonight, you can't go look at the other guy. It's like, oh, well, you got ABS on, or you got traction control on. Like, well, everybody here more or less has some of these assists on. So you're not going to really get that with Monday night in Tier 1. We're going to see, you know, really heads-up racing on equal terms where nobody really has an advantage. I think setups, strategy, and race pace are going to be more of a factor on Mondays than they were in the past. Whereas in Tier 2 on Wednesday night, which obviously tonight, like I think we're going to see a little more like raw pace. Raw pace will be more of a factor in this group.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said. I think it's a gamble / experiment that's paid off.
Well, oh yeah.
For sure. I think not only is, I mean, I'm not, I wasn't the one who made the decision, you were, but I'm guessing that all of the points you said didn't go into the thought process of actually like deciding that it was probably just interest in wanting to try something new to assign a separate tier for no assists. But yeah. I think it's like there's a lot of benefits that have come that people may not have thought would have come with assigning just no assist tier.
Yeah, I think it's actually gone better than I expected. We sort of knew, I think we kind of knew we were going to head this direction. There was a lot of interest in it last season when the surveys were done, but it wasn't something they were ready to implement. So I sort of came back into an admin role in the off season, and it was something that was really at the forefront. It was kind of like, look, we're going to do this. We're just going to go ahead with it and push it through. And it's something that it's not necessarily just about this season. It's about future growth. And I think that having the assist guys racing the assist guys and the no assist guys racing the no assist guys is something that makes the league more attractive to people on the outside looking in, wanting to come in here and race. It's like, well, I race with no assist, but you're going to make me race all those other guys that are speed demons with their ABS and stuff. Like, I can kind of see how it wouldn't be attractive to some newer people. The idea, though, when we first started the league was that we were trying to just get a group together and let everybody just race how they wanted and just have fun. So we're going to get going here in a second. The lights are coming on. There is no formation lap. We've had problems with it. And we are racing. Lights out. Round 1 of Tier 2. Oh, big moment for Nico on the start. He has lost a lot of ground. He's a very quick driver, but he is in a bad place here on the start. He's down to 3rd. And it looks like he might get pipped by Grex as well. And we got someone in the wall. Who is that? Was it Grim? No, it was a white car. Or is it Slasher? Slasher in the wall. Well, Nico really clumsy on the throttle there on the start. And he's lost a few spots. He is on the medium tire. He's got Maverick on the hards up in 2nd in front of him now. That could become a problem. Nico, though, it seems like he has pace to burn. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. It looks like we got a safety car already. So we do Slasher, yep. Yeah, is it VSC? I guess you see on the boards, eh?
Yeah, I saw it on the boards, yep.
Yeah, the stupid top menu doesn't update. But yeah, so VSC, and that's
I think
Slasher out of the race.
That's surprising. I'm not too sure what happened there. There was a whole bunch of cars. I know Zyg lost a bit of his front wing somehow. I'm not sure. I think he might have just had a bad start and went sideways a bit, and that kind of threw someone next to him off, and he just kind of hit them. But he's probably going to pit. He's missing that little plate on the end of his wing, so unfortunate start for him. Of course, unfortunate start for Slasher. And Nico. I mean, he's back up to 3rd now. Grex is retired.
What happened to Grex?
I don't know. He's retired on track, it looks like.
I think he's lost it in the final corner here. It looks like he's went off the road. Yeah, he's lost the car. That's very unusual. He's lost the car in the final turn. Now we have a full safety car now? No, we're going green, so it looks like we're back to racing, but what a bizarre incident. Under VSC, he's gone into the barrier. I wonder if he maybe had a problem with his wheel or something. Because he seemed like he's very quick. I don't think that's a mistake that someone with his pace would generally be making, but it's hard to say.
Flasher, welcome.
Hello.
Oh, looks like we have another commentator. What happened?
There was Lil General and then Rocco. They both spun. Lil General ghosted. Rocco didn't. And I tried avoiding, but he took out my front right tire. Ended my race.
That's pretty weird. It seems like the ghosting is super inconsistent. We've had issues with that even in the preseason races. We had ghosting on, and people were crashing into each other even when they should have been ghosted. Nico now making a move around the outside. Lost some ground on the start there, but he's now got back in front of Maverick. Maverick on the hard tires. That's going to bode well for Maverick. Hopefully he doesn't lose too many places on track, but he's kind of already broken away from the main chunk of cars, and he's on a better strategy than most, so that's going to benefit him nicely.
Dalton's gone into the pits. I think he might have picked up damage.
Yeah, I would suspect that, especially some of these guys out on softs around the back of the field, obviously probably just wanting to get their tire change over with, knowing they're going to have to stop again at some point anyways. If there is a full safety car, that will help those guys, but for the time being, they are in dire straits around the back there. There's quite a few guys that are well off the rest of the pack.
Yeah,
taking
that's
a look
just
out
all
front.
of those pits. It's kind of breaking up now. I think Carson was trying for a move, and Bradley defended. That was about a lap ago.
Yeah, there is a bit of a spread now. There's quite a bit going on at the front. We do generally have the top 4 within striking distance of one another at the moment, but they do seem to be breaking away from the rest. And then right now there's little gaps forming up and down the field, but there is little chunks of cars together, so you can see quite a bit of racing to happen still. You see the cars up there ahead of these two, all sort of closing in on one another, so that should work out well for us watching the race.
Yeah, I was just watching
Carson trying to get Bradley, but he can't quite make it stick.
Yeah, Ace had just been kind of stuck behind Lozzie for a bit, and he's had DRS, but even with the DRS, he's just not making up time on those straights.
Oh, we got a moment here for Soy. It looks like Soy spun around, and he looks like he's picked up some damage too. There's a big piece of carbon fiber sitting on the edge of the circuit.
Yeah, that's his entire front wing.
Yeah, he's got it going again here, and he's lost quite a bit of ground, but we'll get back to the battle with Carson and Bradley, who have now caught up to Grimm. So that'll be pretty interesting.
Oh, one of the... that's Rex. He's lost it on that straight. No more front wing for him either. Well, quote-unquote straight.
Is Rex on a pad? Is that what he's saying?
Is he?
Yeah. He's saying pad users on a wheel-dominant track, not a good track. So I guess that maybe explains his lack of pace, because he is genuinely struggling. Maybe sharpshooter as well. That's maybe, interesting.
Sector 1 is very hard from controller. I'm on controller, and it's very tough to do.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. I'm controller too. It's a pain.
I'm surprised actually. It actually makes a little more sense though. Like you would suspect that guys racing on the pad would more likely be using assist, because it does make the experience a little more enjoyable. It is very tough to race no assist on a pad. Like you lack serious pace. Like I struggle a lot. Like I don't use assist on the pad, but I also would be getting my ass kicked right now, so I can't really say much about it. But Ace and PX Lotzi having a really good scrap here through Sector 1. And we're into Sector 2, and they're still going side by side, and that's brought Sharpshooter into the mix. Still a few good battles going on through the field as well. We do have a little bit of field spread. There's chunks of cars amongst the grid, but for the most part, we do have a few scraps to watch. And PX Lotzi and Ace X is still racing wheel to wheel all the way through Sector 2 here, leaving plenty of space for one another. There's no terribly difficult corners in here that there'd be a huge risk of racing wheel to wheel. But now Sharpshooter in the mix, and there's a little bit of lag there, but it looks like he's genuinely alongside the other two. We're going to have 3 cars here into the final turn. Sharpshooter gets it done on Ace, and he's trying to get Lotzi as well. He did get it done, yes. But now Ace is alongside PX Lotzi once again. These two are almost identical on pace, and neither one can get a break here.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty sure PX Lozzie is running a really good high-speed setup.
Yeah, ooh, big moment for him, though, and that's going to give Ace the advantage. You are right, though. It seems down the straight that Lotzi, even with an error, is able to keep up.
Carson spins.
Yep.
Oof. It's a good thing they're ghosted. It was a clumsy re-entry. And who's this? Josh now, right on the back of Lotzi. So he had a moment in the opening stint of the race, right?
Yeah, he did, because he dropped down quite a bit, and then he pit, of course.
I want to say, though, just to give Cody some credit here, I like to slander them a lot on the streams because there's a lot of issues with the game, but when you get those nice high shots, the racing line, it's really cool to see how the racing line is really clear and obvious, and then amongst it you've got all the tire marks and marbles and whatnot. Like, they've done a really good job designing that on this. Oh, there's contact there. It looks like Lotzi's gone into the back of Ace, and he's broken his wing. Ace had a huge slide in that corner due to the contact. Looks like Lotzi's lost a bit of his wing, though. So these two were racing really hard, wheel to wheel, for a lot of the race, and they have now made contact. So credit to Fusions, though. He is doing a phenomenal job hanging on to Nico right now. He's been pressuring him for quite some time. I've been watching that gap at the front, and he really, I was expecting Nico to break away. He really hasn't. So Fusions really putting some pressure on here. He's rocking that yellow helmet, and the teammates in the Alfa Romeo. Bad news for the Constructor Championship that these two are miles ahead of the rest.
I don't remember what the someone put in the percentages of which constructors are gonna win. I wonder if Alpha was on top of that.
Yeah, it was. I think they definitely were. It was. What was it? Private Jet You, maybe? I think he posted it in the meetup channel. Yeah, it's in the meetup channel. You can check those numbers if you want.
Yep, Alpha 32.14%.
Yeah,
to win.
I think the next highest was like 15 or 16%.
Yeah, Alpha 32, Red Bull 21, Mercedes 14.
Okay, Red Bull 21%. Yeesh. Well, that's Dalton and Ace. I don't really know much about those two drivers, but if you look at 8 and 18th, I would not have put my eggs in their basket. I don't know what they're generally about, though. Soy's lost the car, and that is safety car? I missed the board.
Yep, I think that is.
Full safety car it is, yep. It is SC. So that is going to benefit greatly. This is about when we had the safety car on Monday as well. Medium runners, definitely what they're looking for. This is right about the window they would have been pitting for hards. For the hard runners, though, it's a tough decision. Do you stay out, or do you pit to the mediums and run them to the end? Packer was out front, and he said he was at 75% wear on his mediums, and he was not under pressure in tire managing, so it's a huge risk to slap the mediums on right now. I would say even maybe put the softs on, knowing that you're going to have to pit twice. I don't think the mediums are getting to the end from here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Softs would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see someone do that.
I think if you're on mediums and you do pit, or sorry, if you're on hards and you do pit, you probably have to go soft and just hope that there's another safety car. We're going to get the front of the field's going to be pitting shortly. Safety car is out on the track, and everybody will be governed by a delta at the moment, so I don't think the guys that have pit will gain a whole lot on the front runners. Got a drive-through penalty for Rocco for speeding under the safety car. I can tell you right now, that is never worth it. You know, look at the fans hanging out in the little circle there. I've never noticed that. I'm watching Grim go around the final corner. There's like a little, almost like a little park and a statue in that final turn. So all the front runners pitting. Hards for Nico and Fusions, no surprise there. Maverick pitting to fresh mediums.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. He's probably going to try it. Everybody else going to the hards. Oh, Josh's on inters. Why did he do that?
Oh.
And he's retired.
Rage.
Yeah, I think he's rage quit there.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's already a safety car. You might as well do it, but... Yeah, I think he was probably... what I'm guessing is he was moving through his tire selection, and he didn't finish. Yeah, he didn't finish getting through the scroll until he drove into the pits. Like, he was probably cycling through the options and then ended up on inter as he entered the pits. So that's unfortunate. I will say... Oh. You know what's funny? The car's ghosted. You can see the driver sitting in the seat. Do you see that? Look at that. I'm shocked they even bothered designing it like that. The lack of effort that goes into some of the things they do in this game. I will say, though, disappointing to see him retire. Obviously, that's not a great scenario, but you're already going to be at the back anyways. You might as well just pit again, get the right tire on, and get your head down. Slap 8 of the first race of the season. Like, you know, this is the time where people are not going to finish. Like, this is where mistakes are going to happen, and there should be easy points in it for a guy like Josh. Obviously has pace. Disappointed to see him retire. I get the frustration, but I never, you know, you take some time out to be a broadcaster, you never want to see people just giving up like that. So
yeah, I agree.
Just my 2 cents.
I've done it before. I've switched onto inters by mistake. It's not a good feeling.
No,
sure.
Absolutely not.
Ooh, Nico, don't. Oh, he came real
Very
close
close
to the
there
safety
with
car.
the
Yep.
Nearly hit the safety car?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn 1.
That's not good. Never want to be doing that.
Another interesting byproduct of tire temps this game, I guess, is that before I felt like there were a lot more people who under safety car would just let the AI take over, but I think there's a lot more people now that actively keep their tires warm throughout the entire lap instead of just waiting until sector 3.
That definitely shouldn't happen. The whole idea, like, it's hard to police, I guess, but people should not be, like, pausing the game under safety car, because the AI can do weird things. Anyway, the point is, if the AI does something that because you pause the game,
you're still liable.
You're responsible. Yeah, you're responsible for it. So if the AI overtakes and gives you a penalty, if the AI crashes into somebody, anything like that, like, you're still held liable. The only time I think you get away with it is if you legitimately were out of the session, and we can see that on stream that you've dropped and rejoined, right? So that would be your only, like, recourse if something were to happen. But if you just pause the game and end up causing an issue, oh, well, I was AI, I paused it. It's like, well, that's not going to get you. That's not going to get you out of this. So just a word of warning for anybody. Like you said, though, I don't think you'd be really hurting yourself, because there's the tire temps are a big deal, and you definitely don't want to be risking that. So Nico backing up the field here, letting that safety car get away. It really does tell you quite late that the safety car is coming in. Nico has a nice gap already. If I was him, I would have punched it there. Like, he let the cars get right up to the back of him again. He had a second gap if he just hit the gas. Oh, someone spun in the final corner. A few cars have spun. Unbelievable stuff. What happened there? Rocco and Lil General both lost it on the final turn.
They might have tried to get going and then realized that everyone was still backed up.
It's possible, but we've got another car sliding down the order there. It looks like a Hightower or Ace, perhaps. I saw someone pull off to the side. They were letting some people through. Oh, Nico's lost it! Nico's lost the car! He's trying to get turned around, and he's in a terrible spot. He's ghosted. Oh my goodness, he can't get it. He can't get it right. Everyone thought he was the championship favorite, and he's had nothing but problems tonight. Like, he's had a few incidents that have put him in peril, really. Like, he needs a safety car now to get... He's got a lot of work to do. I'm sure he'll easily overtake these guys, but the field spread by the time he gets back to the front is going to be enormous. Tons of work to do for him. He's not great there. Not a great restart for him. He's got... how many cars in front of him now? 12 cars to get back to where he was?
Oh, Rocco lost it again.
Yeah, Rocco's struggling there. Once you fire these tires up, it becomes really easy to to struggle. Look at this, Bradley and Ace going wheel to wheel. Ace has had plenty of wheel to wheel racing tonight, and Bradley does not leave him much room at all there. Looks like Ace got him on the switchback though. He got a really good exit, and Bradley looks like he's got some good straight line speed because Ace is struggling to keep up right now.
Maybe it's Ace's setup.
Sharpshooter had some sort of damage because he was cutting a lot of corners, and then on the last turn he lost 3 positions.
Yeah, he's in the pits right now.
Yeah.
And they are changing his front wing, yep.
It looks like they've put his old mediums back on. Is that can't be right?
That is right. 7-lap old mediums.
We might as well have just left the same tires on at that point, right? The hards, just leave them on.
Can you?
I think you
can.
Oh. Really? They force you to change the tires, don't they?
Yep.
That's kind of dumb. I've never really thought about it, but you would normally never do that. But in this situation, yeah, I think you would definitely want to. So Fusions has pulled a decent gap to Maverick here. Maverick really, Maverick kind of needs to tire manage here. If he's going to the end, he's gonna have to take it easy at the front. And,
I mean, he was right behind Fusions.
He was, yeah, and I think that
he might be doing this set.
I would say so. You would think on the same tire life, mediums would be a much better tire than the hards. I think he's got to realize that he really can't pressure Fusions. What he needs to do is manage his mediums and keep Grim off of him, keep Grim behind. And if he can do it so that if he's pulling away from Grim and he's not losing a ton to Fusions, he's doing fine. But we got some good action here. Rex has joined the party. He's looking for a way through here. He's right up next to Ace. And Bradley is still holding these guys up for the time being. And looking through the field further down, we've got Zyg and Nico coming up to the back of Hightower as well. So we'll check in with that if this sorts itself out. For now, it looks like Bradley seems to have the advantage. The hard tire's working well now, but I guess we're a full lap after the restart. Probably everybody's got their temps sorted out now.
Little General is in the pits. I don't know if he got any damage.
Great shot here overhead. Looks like we got the drone cam going here. Ace and Rex. I see Rex really closing. He's going down the inside on Ace. Sends it. Very good move. And gets it done. So nice job from Rex there. Can he get a nice slipstream here on Bradley and get a move done into turn 1? Might bring Ace along with him. Go to the outside into turn 1. Closes in, squeezes that AlphaTauri, and barges his way through. Great job from Rex there. Got that place.
That was a good save from Ace, yeah.
Yeah,
he lost it just the tiniest bit.
And Rex, I think he's got to give that back. They were... Whoa, no! Yeah, Bradley's lost it. Now, Rex did overtake off track, but then Bradley had a moment, so, like, how do you view that? Like, I guess Rex technically was ahead. They were side by side, so he definitely gained an advantage going off the circuit, though, right? Like, 100%.
Oh, yeah, Nico DNF'd.
Oh, my goodness. He has.
Oh, man.
So Nico's out. We're on board with Costco right now. We should get a quick look at Nico on the left side of the circuit here. There he is, yeah. He's out. So Nico does not have the showing we expected. It's been a struggle since the start. He struggled on the race start. He regained his position. The safety car came out. He struggled on that safety car restart. And yeah,
it's another safety car now too.
Yeah, another full safety car. So that is going to help the guys that went to the mediums. Do you think they have another set of mediums? Because I would go to a fresh set of mediums from this point. And Fusion stayed out. Maverick stayed out. Grim stayed out. Rex stayed out. Looks like everybody's staying out. Nobody hitting again. I guess if you're on the mediums, you can manage them now with the safety car,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I think that's probably what Maverick's hoping for. I don't think there was any benefit to him pitting. He probably would have come out like 8th, 9th.
This is great for Hightower and Zyg, though. They both need to get off these hard tires, and they should be able to do it without losing any ground. Costco's going to have to pit. He can't go to the end on these softs. I would say Costco definitely slaps some mediums on now. He'll be good to go. Sharpshooter's going to have to pit. I don't think these mediums will last to the end of the race either, so he can pit to some softs, and he should be okay, I would think. Maybe another set of mediums if you got him. Sharpshooter's hit the wall there on the entry. Seems to be having some kind of connection issue. I'm seeing a lot of lag. He's gone to the hards, which is understandable. Little General stays out, and Rocco getting it together at the back here, but he's got a lot of ground to close. I think he can get to the end on these mediums, though. He's probably fine. He can probably stay out there and just catch up to the rest of the field. And hopefully he can have a solid end to the race. He's had a rough go so far.
Yeah. I understand not having fun on this track. It's not the easiest or the best, honestly.
Yeah, do you think Hightower, Zyg, and Costco, do you think that they have a good shot at challenging for some serious points here with the tires they have? Because they're on fresh tires, and everybody ahead on fairly old tires, hard and medium, which probably will be lacking pace in the next few laps.
Yeah, I think the start is going to be real important for those guys. So if they can get their tires nice and warm by the restart, and Hightower should definitely be looking to get a move done on Carson within the first few corners.
Ace's pit.
That's interesting.
I don't know why he wouldn't have done that last lap.
Ooh. I mean, he's bit. Oh, that's. Ooh, the late strategy.
Did he hit his
call.
wing, perhaps? Maybe.
I don't know. He looks good. He's already out, so that was definitely not enough time to change a wing. I think that was just a late strategy call. Probably too late. Yeah, because I think that's just put him in a real bad position because he's behind two medium runners.
And he's on old hards, yeah. Like I wouldn't say old hards, but older hards. Like they're not fresh. Interesting. So I would say Hightower, Zyg they're pretty quick drivers, and I think them with their fresh mediums could be causing some problems for the guys ahead. I think PX Lottie and Carson, I think they'll get pipped quite easily. Dalton on old mediums is going to be in some serious trouble. There's no way those tires have much left in them with 10 laps in already. And then we've got Bradley, Wreck. I could see Hightower or Zyg potentially challenging for a podium here. It really depends on the restart and how quickly they can get some moves done.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I definitely see Hightower moving up into at least 5th with a good restart if he can keep up and really pressure those hard tire runners as well as Dalton. I see him and Zyg definitely moving up into at least 5th. And then I guess it kind of depends on how far Fusions and Maverick can move up and create a gap, because they've clearly shown some great pace. Honestly, I haven't been keeping a track of Grimm's pace. I'm not too sure if he's going to be keeping up with the Fusions or dropping back a bit.
Dalton's pit now. So Dalton, and he's picked up a penalty for speeding the pit lane too to boot, to make it even worse. So that's frustrating. But that's definitely going to help Hightower and Zyg even more now. It's less cars to overtake. Grim obviously doing fairly well. He's he's in third place, so he's got some pace for sure. Rex also has not had a very good night out here. He's been struggling since the start of the race, but he's put himself into fourth place right now, and if he can hang on to that, I think he'd be pretty content given how the night has gone up till now. So we'll see if Rex can hang on to that. I think you're right though. Hightower and Zyger, they're going to be pushing up towards that fifth place spot, and then it really depends on how those top four do defending, if they can keep those two at bay. And the guys on fresh mediums, Costco now has Ace in his way, so that's going to be a bit of an issue for him.
Yeah, this restart's going to be real interesting. I think it should restart at the end of this lap.
Yeah.
Looks like Dalton and Rocco are catching up.
Yeah, we should be good to go.
Props to Rocco for sticking through the race. He's had his fair share of incidents and he's pit quite a bit. So yeah, good on him for sticking with it.
Yeah, no doubt, and I mean that's what you want to see. Again, he doesn't have any penalties either. If you look at some of the guys ahead, if the field doesn't spread all that much, and the guys are carrying penalties in the points, you could easily sneak up there and snag some points. But obviously, with 20 cars out here, it's a little tougher to do. You do need some more DNFs, but. Look at Say on Monday night. Man never raced without assist before. He went in there and snagged himself a point. Actually had some really solid race pace and ended up picking up a point, and he was expecting to crash out. So you just never really know. Sometimes you just got to stick with it and just keep running, and you never know what's going to come to you. So Fusions gets us going. Maverick in tow, and look at this on the restart. Rex has got a good jump on Grimm. They're going to go wheel to wheel into turn one. Grimm just tucking in, not looking to fight that too hard. So this is great news for Rex. On the older hards, he really did need to get a place there, and he's put a nice buffer between him and the guys that are going to be a serious threat. And we'll see if Grimm can hang on and hold these guys off, and Rex is going to be looking to stretch his legs a little bit and try to get away. Wow, we're getting porn ads in the chat. That's how you know you've made it.
That's really how you know you've made it.
Yeah. Once the sex bots show up and start spamming your channel, you know you're big time. Alright, yeah, I guess I'll probably do some interviews after the race. Did you want to do that? You want to think about some questions for the guys in the top three and ask them once we get there?
Yep, I got it.
Alright, sounds good. I always try to hand over the reins once the race is over, because I'm usually sick of talking by then. I'm also starved. I'm so hungry. I need to eat really badly, so I might just mute my mic and let you kind of do the interviews and start eating. So
that sounds good.
Yeah.
You really should eat, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Unfortunate difficulties.
Yeah, it's just the timing of everything. I was sitting there like about to shower, and I was like, I'm gonna have to freaking commentate this. I'm gonna have to get in there. So not bad though. I mean, I wanted to watch. I was gonna watch the race regardless. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna end up watching it anyway, I might as well get in there and just do the damn commentary too. We got PX Lotzi putting some pressure on Bradley here. Hightower. Zyg is making some progress. Hightower not making the progress we expected, though.
Yeah, Ace actually got a move done on him. Impressive with 10-lap-old hards.
Here comes Zyg.
Zyg, yeah.
He's flying.
Oh,
Zyg
he can definitely make that move stick on the outside with those tires.
Absolutely he can. And he's done it. Zyg, we were going to put into Tier 1, actually. And,
oh, wow.
I think he was using ABS, and we just didn't really catch it. But he had the pace for Tier 1, so he's... Whoa, big moment for Carson. See him wobbling in the background, and that's going to give Ace a chance to make a move here. It's a very bad place to have a bad exit, because it puts you under serious threat through the DRS zone. I guess we won't have DRS quite yet, but great news for Zyg is he's broken away from that group, and he's right on the tail of PX Lotzi now, so... Lotzi still pressuring Bradley, so Zyg is licking his chops. He sees a top 5 finish in in view. Penalty-wise, PX Lottie with 8, Zyg with 3, and Dalton with 11. Other than that, no penalties. Everybody doing
That's
a pretty
impressive.
fine...
I love it.
Yeah, pretty fine job tonight from most drivers. Nobody's really carrying too many penalties at the moment. And Zyg with a big squeeze there, trying to get it done. Or sorry, not Zyg. It was PX... Yeah, Lottie with the squeeze on Bradley.
Costco goes wide and loses a position.
Not working out for him, but Zyg on a serious tear right now. He's carrying a 3-second penalty, so he does need to break away from the cars behind a bit if he wants to cover the positions he's gained. Really needs to get Lottie and Bradley, and then he needs to just get away and start trying to gap these guys. He's got 5 laps to do it. Grim sort of just hovering outside that DRS range of this group as well, so Grim could be under pressure. I think if Zyg can get these two, he probably gets Grim as well, and then there's a nice cushion there, and that could benefit Zyg greatly. Lottie taking a look, Zyg trying to capitalize, watching these two race ahead of him, looking for an advantage, and we got some action behind. Carson and Ace going wheel to wheel. Lots of battles here in the final few laps of this race. Tier 2 putting on a good show tonight for round 1 of Season 8. And Lottie still has not got it done. And look at the group behind. We got a serious battle going on back there. There is a lot of cars in contention for that position that Ace is trying to hang on to so desperately. 3 wide into the final first turn. Nothing doing for them.
Wow. Zyg made a move on Lottie and Bradley. I think Bradley took it back, but he's going on the inside down that turn.
And look at this battle he's got going on behind these guys, too. Just tons of cars, nose to tail. Dalton has retired in the pits. Fair play. Hasn't been a great night for him. Zyg, under pressure from Bradley, needs to get away from these guys. He cannot afford to waste any more time racing. Grim is loving this. He's gained about 1.5 seconds in the final lap, but these two have been scrapping. Now Zyg looks like he's finally got away a little bit. And this has actually brought Ace, Carson, Little General, Hightower, Sharpshooter, Costco all into the mix. So Lottie and Bradley are going to be under threat from the entire field essentially behind them. Lottie under serious pressure here.
This was just Zyg's master plan all along.
Yeah.
Delay the overtakes just to get those.
Yeah. Let the other guys catch up and screw everything up, eh?
Because he's making some good time now. I mean,
yeah.
Of course he's on the mediums, but he's going to need...
Late move here. Ace trying to get it done. He's on the power nice and early. I think he's going to have that. You see PX Lottie harvesting energy is seriously struggling here. And PX Lottie, can he get it done? It's very tough through these first few corners here to try to race wheel to wheel. But it looks like PX Lottie's got the position for the time being. Ace still putting some pressure on. But yeah, Zyg did take about 1 second out of Grim on that last lap, so he should be right on his tail by the end of this one. Here we go. Looks like Ace has run into the back of Lottie there. And Little General behind reacting, just trying to stay out of the way. Got a time penalty, so quite a few cars racing here, still in the back. You got Sharpshooter and Hightower racing wheel to wheel. Sharpshooter looking to get some points. Bradley's out. No. Bradley is out of the race. He's lost it. And that's a safety car, I believe.
That's a... Oof.
Yeah, that's a big crash.
That's a VSC. I don't think they're going to bring out a full safety car with 3 laps left.
Is it VSC? I didn't see the signs yet.
Usually with 3 laps left, they don't bring out the full...
Yeah, it is VSC, you're right, yep. Okay, that's good news. That allows the guys that are in battles to maintain those gaps, which I was hoping for. I really didn't want to watch this race end under the safety car. It's actually been very good racing the last few laps. Adri in the chat just saying great racing, and I have to agree, especially that back group there fighting for the final few points. Like, they've been just climbing all over one another, trying to... that's what you want to see. Right to the final lap, everybody fighting for every point they can get.
Yeah, and it's been pretty clean racing as well. I think, I don't think any of, I mean, excepting for like first lap, second lap drama,
Yeah.
most stuff,
And look at this
go wide
restart.
here and there to avoid command. Oh wow.
Zyg all over Grim on the restart there.
He had a great safety VSC.
And it's like Grim's starting to use a little bit of that battery pack, trying to keep Zyg at bay. Do you see that delta just growing a little bit? But Zyg here, this is where Zyg's going to close. We're going to come into that DRS zone soon, and Zyg should be able to put Grim under some serious pressure. We got Ace now and PX Selassie still going wheel to wheel. These guys have been scrapping for what feels like the entire race. And look at this group behind. We want to keep an eye on Zyg's Delta, but this group behind is literally nose to tail. My goodness. Oh no, big collision!
No.
Oh, jeez. Lil General has clambered into the side of Asex there.
Yep, and he's reset the track as well. That's not good.
No, he's going to get dinged for that big time.
Yeah, he gained the advantage off of it too, so...
Yeah, I think, well, he was also the cause of the collision there too, so he's going to get a big penalty for that. That's, as we were saying, it was some really, really quality racing, and obviously just not what you want to see. He just lunged down the inside and slammed into the side of Ace. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some floor damage there as well for Ace. That's really unfortunate. He's had a hell of a drive tonight. He's been racing wheel to wheel, nice and clean with everybody all night, so you really can't fault Ace there. I think he's proven he's more than capable of going side by side with guys through a lot of tricky places. So unfortunate for Lil General. Obviously resetting the track is not allowed. We've stated that many times. There's a rule book that's meant to be read, and it is, even if it's not updated for this season, it still applies from last season. Resetting the track is never allowed. And I think with the collision and the reset to track, he's going to be carrying a pretty hefty penalty. Zyg has crashed out. Not quite out, but he has crashed. Lost his entire front wing here, and wow. All that hard work has gone down the drain for Zyg. He was in a position to finish potentially P4 or P5, and he's had a huge moment here.
Yeah,
Not sure if there was contact, maybe?
No, I don't think so. I don't think the gap was close enough, unless he went for a really risky move. I think that was just the pressure of trying to get past Grim.
Yeah, he's not quite done it, but look at the gap Rex and Maverick have pulled to Grim. Huge interval there. Yeah, Grim's just really managing the tires at this point. Rex actually has done a phenomenal job on 20-lap-old hards to be carrying that kind of pace, to be pressuring Maverick. And he had not had a very good night up to this point. Yep, big moment.
Costco with a big crash.
Costco's out.
I don't know if this is a visual glitch or not, but Carson's driving without a front wing. No,
I thought I saw that, yeah.
Way.
No, I did say, I was going to say, I think someone's got no front wing. And don't look now, but Rocco is very close to getting a point here after a miserable night. Just stayed on the track, and there's a chance he snags a point here if Carson, with his wing damage, could be really struggling to cross the line at any reasonable pace, especially through this sector. We'll see what Rocco can do, but there's points potentially in it for him. That's what we were saying not long ago. We were saying, you know, enough DNFs happen, you never know.
Yeah, especially this early in the season, you might as well just stick it out. You get the practice in, which is important for later in the season when people start getting used to the game.
Yeah.
And people start refining their setups. People, like, right now, I think it's crucial to stay in, given the state of the game.
Hightower got a move done on PX Lossie on the final lap. Had a big moment coming out of the final turn, but he does cross the line ahead, so there it is for Hightower, up to P6 after a little bit of a struggle on that restart. Fusions wins it, Maverick brings it home in third, and Rex will be third. Oh, sorry, Maverick brings it home in second, Rex will be third. Grim with a fourth place, Sharpshooter fifth, Hightower sixth, Carson seventh. Nice job from him with that busted wing, getting it home. Little General brings it home in 8th. I would imagine he incurs a pretty hefty penalty for that collision and resetting the track. And then, who is behind him? I guess, the guy he crashed into. Ace, I guess, was behind.
Ace, yeah. That was some good stuff.
Yeah, very good. Carnage in the last lap.
I think Lozzie picked up a penalty for not serving something, but I don't know what he didn't serve.
We'll check that after. I got the podium right here. But, let's take a look. P.S. Lozzie picks up... He's down to 10th. Hey, Rocco got the fastest lap.
Good stuff, Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco.
He was on the soft, so
he got the fastest lap. He's not going to get a point for that, unfortunately, though, because he's out of the points. But, West Little General picks up a buttload of penalties, but I don't think he'll pick up more than 10 seconds for that. Let's have a look. We'll check that penalty. We'll go through the rest of the order here. We got Ace 9th, PX Lottie 10th, Rocco 11th, Costco 12th, Saigas 13th. Obviously, these guys didn't really finish. Bradley, Dalton, Nico, Josh, Soy, Grex, Slasher running up the field. Let's check the penalties. Just gonna scroll right down to the end here. See what unserved penalty 5 seconds. I guess that was probably speeding in the pit lane.
Okay.
Just a 5 second. Okay. Well, that's it for the race. Let's get the let's get these guys in for an interview. Fusions, Maverick, and Rex. I think I have all of them on my friends list, so this should be pretty quick. And oh, Maverick's already in here. Fusions, and do I still not have Rex on my friends list? I don't. How is that? Man's been in every interview like almost every race I host. Oh no, there he is. Fusions has joined. Rex is in the friends list, but it's listed as his full name.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
And then Maverick's in. Alright, there you go, Spider-Man. Take her away.
Alright, guys. That was some good racing. First off, I guess, what are your thoughts on the race?
Who we starting with?
Start
with third?
Yeah, third, second, first.
It was a bit shit. It's just
you can't say that. You can't say that on
it's
stream.
a bit
Poopy.
It is a bit poopy. It was a bit poopy. Being on a pad on a wheel dominated track.
Yep.
Hey, you still got a podium.
Still got a podium. I was quite happy with that. I wasn't aiming for points, or higher points, especially after my spin, but it was fine. It was fun. The racing wasn't that bad. A couple overtakes I had, but hopefully, with me missing the next race, I can hopefully score some more points later in the season too to help cover that loss for next season, next race.
Yeah, it's a good start, I would say.
Mav.
Hello.
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 Hi. You want me to go, or you can answer different questions?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's just the race was fine. Qualifying went okay, and I was third. I don't think I could have done much better. I mean, considering the gap between pole and second was like 7/10, I don't think anybody could have done much better. And the beginning of the race was fine. I knew trying to stay with the two alphas was going to be my goal. That didn't happen, but it was fine because there was a safety car. And then I carried wing damage from like lap 11 on, so I kind of knew that staying close to fusions was going to be pretty tough, but at the same time I knew that the guys behind were battling so much that I could just kind of manage it and just, you know, run my own pace that I could. But I mean, in the end, it got me a P2, so it's a great start to the season, and I'll also be missing next week as well, so it's even more comforting that Rex won't be there to overtake me in the standings, and having 18 points to start off, and I mean, who's going to score 18 more points next season, you know, or next week, you know, so hopefully I can stay up in the top part of the standings and just kind of see how things go.
Yeah, that was a great start.
Are you guys going on vacation together? Are you guys gonna hold hands and stuff, or?
No, I'm going down to Florida.
Oh wait, hold on, I am too. Wait, this is.
You guys don't act like you're not planning this. You guys are
Wait a
obviously
minute, we're in
running off
Florida.
to elope together.
I'm going to Fort Myers.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
no, you're not gonna meet up and go karting.
No, I'm going Cape Canaveral. So.
Oh yeah, we'll be on the other side. We'll be far enough away from each other.
Yeah, far enough. No, you're not flying out of Milwaukee, are you?
You guys should meet up,
No,
and one of you can
no.
try to break the other guy's hand, so you can be racing
No.
one-handed all season.
I'm flying out of Midway.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Then no, we won't see each other.
Sad.
All right, there's only one person left, the race winner himself.
What up?
What up? You tell us what's up. How did it go tonight? Were you expecting to win?
Well, I didn't really set a good quality lap. I mean, I was targeting low 28s, like a 28 flat, but I only did a 28.5, so definitely not the best qualifying. So I knew Nico and I had the pace to just pull away, so that's what we did a little bit away from Maverick at the start, but obviously the safety car came out, and then he bended on the cold tires, so
Yeah.
after that... Go.
He had some struggles. Like, obviously the pace is there, but the consistency wasn't quite there. Even on the race start, he had a bit of an issue, lost a few spots, and then the safety car restarts. I think the cold tires were hampering him a little bit, and he ended up paying the ultimate price.
Yeah, so after that, I just kind of managed. I didn't know Maverick had damage, but I knew I was way faster in the first sector, so I kind of just tried to nail the first sector every time and get in like at least 2/10 or more, and then just kind of build the gap more and more, and then another safety car came out, but we repeated it the whole way, and the last couple laps I was at 2 warnings that I pulled out a over 3 second gap, but I just didn't know I would have been able to, so I kind of just slowed down a bit, just trying not to get a penalty, but it paid off. So.
Well, it was a pretty good result. You know, if you'd asked me who I thought my top 3 would be coming into tonight, I think you guys would have been pretty damn close to the top of the list. So, expectations achieved. Fusions gets the dub, Maverick second, and Rex takes P3. Nico, quite clearly the fastest driver in the group, but just the consistency not quite there, at least for Saudi Arabia. I imagine we go to some other tracks that he maybe knows them a bit better and might see a different story, but I'm sure you guys are happy to gain a huge chunk of points on him tonight, because he's obviously going to be a serious threat moving forward. So
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Spider-Man,
I'm glad he's my teammate, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Spider-Man, any last thoughts you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, I think that was just great racing from all of you guys. You managed to manage well, good strategies, good racing, kept it clean, honestly. There was some, even though you had the pace, that you guys were in a fair amount of fights. Maybe not fusions, I felt like you were ahead a lot, challenging. Wasn't really a big problem, but you defended great. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good battles up and down the field. Like the fight for the final few points in the last 5 laps was pretty nuts. Definitely worth checking out the stream. We got a lot of good racing on the stream tonight. So, and yeah, definitely check it out. And for Maverick and Rex had a little bit of work to do. Rex, you had a lot of work to do. There was a lot of, I think you were at P11 at the start or something like that, P10 roughly. You did a lot of overtaking tonight and a lot of racing and kept it really clean. And yeah, but you're still on the podium, so it wasn't that bad. All right, guys. We'll wrap it up, and we'll be back tomorrow night with Tier 3. You'll see Spider-Man racing there, and we should have Costco on the broadcast for you. I'm not sure if or who is joining him, but hopefully I'm not called into emergency duties again, and I can kind of just enjoy my evening. Yeah, it might be me. Who knows? You never know. I'm supposed to be the backup guy, but we had some issues getting Spider-Man logged in. So I mean, he was logged in, but it wouldn't stream for him or something. So weird stuff. But anyway, hopefully next week we'll be able to hand the reins over to him, and he can run the stream, and hopefully you can find him a solid partner to carry on. We'll be back tomorrow night with the final race in Saudi Arabia, and then Monday night we go to Australia for our first sprint weekend. So that will be one-shot quali, then a sprint race, which will decide the grid for our 50% race. So Australia, Monday night for Tier 1. You will hear me back there for sure. And tomorrow night you should have Costco running the stream. And that's it for tonight. Have a great night, everybody.